Good morning. So it's been a long time since I've done a video. There's been nothing to report back on my Ioniq 5. It's 2022 now, Ioniq 5. I've cracked just past 2 years now actually. It was about 2 weeks ago, 2 years, and I'm still loving this car. Actually, I think it was like on the eve of my second anniversary with the vehicle that I left the front door ajar, like just unlatched, so that the light was on. When I left the car and locked it, it didn't beep or anything. I wasn't too concerned. I thought it was just me not hearing it. Unbeknown to me, it snowed that night. Getting to my car the next morning, I was clearing the snow and I noticed my door was open. No snow came in. It was just, that just not latched thing. And as soon as I unlocked the car to get the clearing stuff out and locked the car again, I noticed the lights are on. I thought, oh my man, here we go, dead 12 volts for the win. Obviously 100% my fault, but I started the car. Also, I did 10 minutes of preheating prior, and the car started. I got into the car and drove off. I was super amazed. I've since learned that the interior lights do go off after about 10 minutes or so of after the car's locked or you've been inside or that sort of thing. Maybe it is just a safety feature, which is pretty cool. So back to today, I'm taking my vehicle in for a service. We're 2 kilometers short of 38,000, so we're 37,998 kilometers. We're doing well, so it's a service one, just a quick inspection. I like to do inspections on my vehicles because I'm not a mechanic. I don't know what's happening underneath. Obviously where we stay, there's a lot of salt and grit and grime on the roads, so I get them to check it out. It's good for resale purposes, I believe. It's just my personal opinion. So I've charged it to 100%. I've got it plugged in at the moment, busy heating it up to 22 degrees to take advantage a little bit. And then it'll be about a 380 kilometer round trip. I'm going to go check out the new Cybertruck, which is down at the shopping mall. See what that's about. Maybe they've got a new Model 3 Highland there. Have a look at, why not? And then take the car for a service, do my grocery shopping, because we're that far away from major grocery centers. Come back and we'll see how it goes. I might plug in and play with the EA charger on my way back to test the battery preconditioning, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel. Maybe I will, maybe I won't test the range. I'm getting pretty steady, like 400 kilometers during winter, 500 still during summer. We'll see how this summer goes. I'm planning to do a nice big road trip this year. I have to, although I am going out of the country for a couple of weeks, so that'll eat into some holiday time. But let's see. So 100% reassuring, range of 393. I do travel 6 kilometers or 10 kilometers a day type of thing. So I'm not going to drive in. I might drive in snow mode for the first 100 kilometers, and then we'll switch over to level 1 regen normal mode for the rest of the trip until we get back that side again. And then the last 100 k's, maybe I won't use snow mode because snow mode just like decreases the throttle response, but let's see how it goes. So 100%, 393, we're on 37,998 kilometers. It's showing 24.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. It's 3 degrees outside. It's going to drop to 2 degrees and then warm up to about 11. We went from 200 meters elevation to 700, 800 meters elevation, and then back down to sea level. So that's the up and down as we go into all the elevation gains and changes. And let's see, check in soon. So just check it in. So I've done total 282.5 kilometers since we left home this morning. We're averaging 17.6 kilowatt hours. The timer says 5 hours, but the vehicle's been in for a service and it's probably on for about an hour anyways. It's probably about 4 hours. Maybe it could be right. So we've got 35% left, 140 kilometers on the gasometer. It is about 90 kilometers home. 30% is my buffer, so I'm at 35%, so I'm not going to charge on the way home. It is 7 degrees out and raining at the moment. It will drop to about 2-3 degrees as you head on top of the mountain, but it's going well. I did have one snafu on the navigation, unfortunately. I was going to try and charge and precondition here at the EA chargers, but the navigation decided not to work today, which is interesting. I tried it twice. Obviously I can't play as much when I'm driving, but that was an interesting one. I'll have to look in. Maybe I'll just try re-download the navigation tomorrow and reinstall it. Maybe something went wrong, but we'll carry on going. I'll check in just now when we end at the destination. Ciao. Right, so 54 kilometers left of range, 15%. It's 4 degrees at the moment. We've got about 35 kilometers left to get home. So 54 kilometers of range, it's about 35 kilometers home, 15%. Let's see how it goes. Final numbers in, made it home. We're on 9%, 28 kilometers of range left. We've done 367.6 kilometers with an average of 18.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That's 18.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So if we take 367 plus 28, we get, what is that, 395. 395 on this charge, let's call it. And the guessometer was saying 399 this morning. So I think the car and I have a bit of an understanding. I mean, it's pretty bang on. The guessometer is guessing more and more accurately. I mean, past 4 or so trips that I've done, it's been within 10 kilometers that this vehicle has guessed my range type of thing. It's a return trip. Bear in mind, it is a return trip, so up and down, whether that's makes any difference. But I think if you're going one way, it's one story. But on the return trips, it evens out, and the guessometer is getting it right. Even in this weather, it's now 3 degrees out. It was 11 degrees when I left the city. So there we are. So 9%, 28 kilometers of range, 367.6 kilometers covered at 18.3 kilowatt hours. Total of 6.5 hours of driving, give or take a couple minutes when the car was in for service. Yeah, it's car in for service. It did its thing. We did level 1 service, and I did the climate control maintenance. They cleaned and flushed all that stuff out. I might just put a air filter in because the car is a bit stinky, and that's about it. I'm going to put the car into a high level 2 charge and then trickle charge it overnight, I think. And that's me. That's my little bit. Ciao.